Lean in close, my darling, right now. I'm speaking to you in the rhythm of divine timing, rather than in the language of chant. This is no coincidence. It wasn't a random tug that led you here. Even though you were unaware of it, you answered when heaven spoke your name. Right now, something sacred is taking place all around you. Even if your mind is reluctant to believe, your soul already knows my voice, and I have been preparing your heart to absorb what I am going to say. You've been going through nights that made you doubt your strength, and days that tried your patience. I saw how you attempted to maintain your composure, despite your internal shaking. You haven't missed anything I have ordained, but I am aware of the silent battles you wage. The fear of not being enough, the pressure to continue when you feel like your energy is running low, and the thoughts that murmur, maybe I've missed my chance. Divine alignment is the reason for the perceived delay. Your next miracle is blossoming in what seems to be quiet. I still remember you. Heaven still has plans for your life, and they are still alive and well. I have given you angels, and they are not idle. They are keeping watch, setting up, and creating opportunities that are precisely in line with what I have called you to be, because it would have impeded what I'm going to instill in you. Some of what you've lost was never intended to remain. Instead of lamenting the doors that closed, rejoice that they kept you safe. I am aware that you have been concerned about your future, your finances, and if you would ever feel completely secure. You've wondered when it will be your time. After seeing others go ahead, your narrative is not running behind time, so pay close attention. You are not too far gone, and it is not too late. Your income, employment status, or the state of the economy have no bearing on my provision. Fear starts to weaken as you learn to accept the truth. I am your source. I've already decided to bless you, so you don't need to change it. There will be times in the future when your faith will be tested. Once again, stretching is the only way your spirit can grow to accommodate the abundance that is on the horizon. Not because I want to watch you struggle. Some of you have been in the midst of a shift, hardly grasping for the future, and half clinging to the familiar. It's a sacred tension. Take your time. I'm rewiring your heart for tranquility with it. The following chapter is already surrounded by the angels who have been assigned to you. They are putting things in motion that will meet you at the ideal time and touching hearts you have never met. Some of the answers you've prayed for will come through divine coincidence, which is nearly impossible to explain, rather than reason. Peace will come first even before the result, so you will know it's me. Remember this when your mind is racing and your worrying becomes more intense. Serenity is not the absence of difficulties. My presence in the midst of them is what it is. You've attempted to resolve the issue on your own and question why the calm never endures. The reason for this is that peace is the result of surrender rather than control. Not every result has to be under your control. All you have to do is remain near me. My child, walk boldly in faith and love with your super Thanksgiving $2. Let the truth of my word reach those who long for the light. Join me in this divine mission to heal and uplift. Click on the Super Thanksgiving button and be enveloped in my grace now. And listen to this message further. In the next months, there will be benefits that seem as disruptions. Labeling what I'm still writing as not necessary. It's possible that the circumstance that appears to slow you down is really setting you up for success. You're discovering that not everything that is postponed is rejected. There are some things under development. Certain things are being safeguarded. I'm answering your prayer for clarity by making the important things simple. Not all of the connections were intended to last. Some individuals will go because their role in your tale is over, not because they are your adversaries. Make space, bless them, and let them go. New connections are emerging. Friends who share your values, collaborations that strengthen rather than weaken, and voices that support rather than undermine. Soon you will feel as if there is calm all around you, instead of cacophony. I am aware that there have been times when your faith has faltered and fear has spoken louder than faith. What if I'm not strong enough? I heard the questions you didn't say out loud. What if I don't succeed again? Strength is something I give you, my child, not something you have to call upon. This was never anything you had to bear alone. My spirit continues to sustain you, as evidenced by the breath in your lungs. I was closer than your thoughts, even when you felt numb or far away. Remind yourself that I am your provider. Whenever you start to worry, respond to fear by saying, I am your peace. Declare I am your strength. Whenever discouragement attempts to take hold, you've worried whether I overlooked you after seeing other people's achievement. I never forget I have seen every silent prayer, every unspoken act of compassion, and every tear you believe was undetected. Frequently, faithfulness' reward comes gradually before abruptly. You don't know how close you are to making a breakthrough. Don't hate your current season. It is teaching you qualities that are essential to succeed, such as perseverance, trust, and discernment. I am fostering in you more than simply your outward look, because it will be based on my presence rather than on applause. What I am preparing won't break under duress. You won't be ruined when storms hit, which they will. Those who believe in me are surrounded by my angels, bending but not breaking, stumbling but not falling, and crying but not collapsing are all possible. Where your strength would have failed, you will be held up by my grace. I understand if you've been struggling financially. I understand the stress, the sleepless nights spent calculating, and the silent worrying about how things will turn out. But listen, my kingdom is full with plenty. There is an everlasting source that you are linked to. Expect provision once again. Be prepared for doors to open once again and dissipate the impossible. Talk about life rather than your wealth. You'll watch me use faith, not effort, to magnify what is inadequate. I am teaching you that tranquility, not numbers, is the true measure of plenty. When your heart is rooted in me, true riches may be found. Favor, healing, heavenly connections, health, time reclaimed, and possibilities that increase are among the benefits that money cannot purchase. My fingerprints will start to appear on items you previously believed to be random. Don't be afraid of the next changes. All of them will result in development, some abruptly and others gradually. The shaking is removing what cannot stay. It is not intended to ruin you. I'm creating space for bigger things. Your success will come from giving up, not from competing. I'm inviting you to overflow with grace, not to surpass others. Success comes easily, not forced, but fruitful. When your life is in harmony with my tranquility, and don't call it luck when miracles begin to happen. Let's call them heavenly orchestration. When opportunities present themselves, just as you were ready to give up, when doors that have been closed suddenly open, or when what you lost multiplies, you will know it's me. When you choose faith over fear, the angels are happy no matter how long it takes. Heaven rejoices in every moment you believe. Fear cannot even perceive the things that faith moves. Continue to believe, continue to anticipate. Soon you will see what you previously only wished for. I am loyal not because you are fortunate. My kindness is not altered, and I am the same as I was yesterday, today, and forever. I remain consistent even when life seems unpredictable. I stay consistent even when others are not. Allow that truth to fill your heart. Before you can achieve serenity, stop looking for everything to be ideal. Prioritize finding serenity, and everything else will fall into place. You learn to chase, prove, and perform from the world. However, I ask that you abide. Your life will be more productive than you could have ever imagined. If you believe in me, the ordinary has the potential for marvels. Take another look at your current possessions. Examine the abilities, concepts, and relationships you've missed. You already have the seed for the next season. All I need is your desire to believe. Sometimes the miracle starts when your heart feels that I'm there in the midst of the storm, not when it ends. I am not absent from your suffering. You and I are going through it together. You are carried by my grace. When you are unable to support yourself, keep walking is what my spirit says. When you don't see a path ahead, one day you'll look back and see that the times you thought would break, you were really helping to shape who you are now. You'll notice how even the slightest elements were led by my hand. Peace will no longer feel fleeting. As you enter a new season, it will firmly establish itself in your soul. When others ask you how you maintained your composure in the face of uncertainty, you may confidently respond, because I wasn't alone. You were never alone yourself. You won't be. I send my angels to walk with you. You are homed to my spirit. You are surrounded by my love. Light is still piercing what seemed insurmountable. The tide is turning, it's becoming lighter. The doors are opening. Heaven is closer than you may imagine. So keep your eyes open. Recognize that change is not always loud. As you continue to walk with me, it often occurs via the tender perseverance of grace, through fleeting moments that bear the weight of eternity. You are becoming a mirror of my heart with each decision to love. When it would have been easy to distance yourself, each utterance of forgiveness and each silent surrender. Instead of being reduced, you are being refined. The purpose of the fire you endured was to fortify your inner strength, rather than to kill you. I'm training you to look beyond outward manifestations and see my action even in silence. The waiting seasons are holy schools where faith grows and vision broadens. So do not hate them. When you look back, you'll realize that what seemed like a delay was actually my mercy setting you up for something bigger than you had imagined. I'm not in a rush with you, kid. I am skilled at bringing beauty out when it is meant to. Even if my speed seems glacial, trust it for the fruit to endure. The soul has to be deep. I'm teaching you to believe my whisper, yet you beg for signs. You want for certainty, yet I'm extending an invitation to trust. Faith develops in the face of mystery, not in its absence. One day you'll thank me for what you can't see now. I am using strands of gold that are only visible in my light to weave your narrative. So take a big breath. You may be certain that I am preparing you, rather than keeping anything from you. What is intended for you will recognize you. When the time arrives, the doors I open will react to the power of my favor on your life. You won't have to work for them. You will pass past them like a cherished kid, strolling in inheritance, rather than as a beggar looking for approval. One day, you'll realize why certain prayers went unanswered, why some relationships ended, and why you were pulled off of what you believed to be the correct course. You'll realize how I shielded you from stuff you weren't supposed to have for the time being. Remember that nothing you give me is ever wasted. There is a secret purpose behind every tear, every loss, and every delay. I am responding the deeper scream of your heart, the one that yearns for me, for peace and for significance. Even amid your unanswered prayers, you're not in the rear. We don't forget you. The timing of your cultivation is heavenly. Heaven honors your faith every time you decide to stick with it, to believe in it, to trust it. Even in the absence of evidence, I am teaching you the art of staying, which includes remaining in my love, remaining in my presence, and remaining in my promises. While others rush on in haste, This kind of endurance is strength, not weakness. It is the process by which roots go sufficiently deep to resist the forces of change. I therefore gauge progress by surrender, whereas the world gauges it by speed. For what I am creating in you, you are just where you should be. I am performing invisible miracles in the still areas of your life where nothing seems to be moving. One day, the development that is occurring under the surface will emerge in a form of unquestionable beauty. When it happens, you'll see that I was never far away. In fact, I was closer than your own breath. I was training you to hear my pulse, reorienting your goals and forming your viewpoint. Therefore, the sluggish seasons are hallowed territory. Therefore, don't be afraid of them. Make peace your companion and hope your fulcrum. You were never asked to bear the burden of establishing your value. My love is a reality to be welcomed, rather than a reward to be merited. Allow that truth to become more ingrained than your uncertainties. I'm watching to bestow blessings, not to point fingers. My sympathy never wavers no matter how often you fail. My strength is all around you. Even when your faith seems minuscule, your want to please me makes me happy. But I want you to know that I am already happy, because you are mine. Whisper my name as the darkness deepens and you are lost. My light is able to get to you. I am in your process, waiting for perfection not far away. I can move mountains with only the shards of your trust. I understand your refusal to let go, even when you may feel like you are barely hanging on. I value that silent tenacity and that glimmer of optimism that never goes out. I never get tired of listening to the music. So again and again, come as you are. Even if your adoration falters, let it remain sincere. Even when you are at a loss for words, keep your prayers brief. Sincerity is what moves me. Eloquence does not your hushed. Help me as more impact than 1,000 flawless words, because my strength is perfected in my weakness. Bring your fatigue to me, don't keep it to yourself. I'll trade it in for some rest. Don't keep your questions to yourself. Instead, bring them to light. There I shall greet you with compassion, rather than judgment. My presence permeates everyday life and is not restricted to hallowed spaces. I am in the unexpected laughter, the silence before sunrise, the goodwill of a complete stranger, and the warmth of the sun shining through your window. If you learn to look, there is a trace of me. In every moment, and when life seems overwhelming, keep in mind that your life is carefully held by the same hands that created the stars. You're not lost, you were led. They see you. Say this until it becomes the beat of your heart. I am loved beyond measure, guided by purpose and held by a faithful God. Use it as your proclamation. When you feel weak and your eyesight is blurry, if you believe it, write it in the comments. I am loved beyond measure. Let this reality serve as your compass. It cannot be erased by error. It cannot be undone by storm. My love for you is unwavering. It is stronger than failure, deeper than fear and timeless. Rest now, my dear. The narrative is still in progress, but it ends on a hopeful note. I'm not even close to being done with you yet. And keep in mind that my word does not return void. When the trip seems drawn out, the horizon seems far off, and your heart questions if the promise is still alive in divine time. Every seed I've sown in your life is sprouting. The most sacred labor is often the invisible sort, the kind that will only be fully revealed in eternity. You haven't lost your time. Often what seems like quiet is only my whisper, telling you wait. I am not done yet. You are preparing in a way that will eventually make sense. The authority of peace that rests upon you will react to the doors I open. You won't need to exert yourself or perform. You won't have to pursue what I've already scheduled for you. It will come to you because of promise rather than chance. The areas that were destroyed are being rebuilt by me. The memories that used to make you cringe are being healed by me. Your suffering is serving as the basis for your strength, compassion, and insight. Your tale will heal others, and you will speak from wounds that no longer hurt. You are redeeming every loss that previously made you feel empty. I am teaching you that resurrection is a rhythm as much as an event. You are living in the power of resurrection. Every day you decide to love, believe, and hope anew. Don't be afraid of what is ahead. I've already arrived. I've already shown compassion to the future you fear. You don't need to prove yourself or make things happen right away. I am the one who completes the tasks I start. Grace, not pressure, is shaping you soon. The things that formerly frightened you will bear witness to you. The locations that used to hurt you will no longer have any power when you go past them, because terror cannot stay where I live. Make thankfulness your language. Let your rhythm be one of tranquility. Allow happiness to be your protest against hopelessness. When you wake up tomorrow, gauge your success by your heart's faithfulness to continue walking rather than the magnitude of the miracle. You can see heaven is aware of every action. Every tear is captured by my angels. Your travel is not wasted in any way. The deviations have a function as well. Raise your gaze once again, my dear, with the light of fulfillment. The dawn is drawing near in the time of heaven. The promises that were forgotten are being recalled. You will soon see I was loyal all along, and stand in wonder. Each unanswered prayer served as a call to greater faith. Every door that was shut was a shield. Every quiet season was accompanied by the sound of roots becoming more robust. Now take a breath, get some rest. You are secure, you are cherished, you are evolving, and your narrative will be triumphantly concluded. by the same hands that started it. I promise that your narrative will finish beautifully, rather than broken if you think so. Write this in the comments. My story will end in beauty, not brokenness. Please subscribe to support our channel and turn on bell notification.